Mike, right? Try it now.
Check,
Lonestar Sports Show.
check.
All things sports,
check.
all things Texas. Snoop Jones and Alan Branch give it to you like it really is.
Check. Check. Microphone check. 1 2 1 2. You said what? What Big E said on the thing, y'all, you and Brad, y'all radio personality. Y'all gonna say certain things. Y'all not gonna come in there. Y'all gonna keep politically correct. See if he's gonna choke. Check.
Hey, here we are right here at the Lonestar Sports Show right here in Oak Cliff, Texas. All things sports, all things Texas. Today's show is brought to you by Fast Small Sports. Go take a look at fastsmallsports.com and see where I'm just feeling pretty good about it today. Today's show is brought to you by fastsmallsports.com. Go take a look at Ross Comerford there while we get on down to the meat of the matter. You can't hold a racehorse back, so I ain't gonna try to hold him back. We got Snoop Johnson, Alan Branch, Lady Life, and Honey and Money the Prince getting us where we're supposed to be going. But here we are right here, Coach. Post-draft. The hottest topics on. I mean, with the middle of the NBA playoffs, we're going to get to plenty of that in our third and fourth and fifth segments. But right now, we're going to talk about the gridiron and got some things going on in football, talking about changing some of the rules and maybe doing away with the kickoff return. But
that's crazy. I mean, that's not football because you had a kickoff return. I mean,
yeah,
playing flag football.
Because I think they're trying to cut back on the cost. You ain't
cost?
You ain't got to have no special team coach no more.
They gonna kick field goals and punt the ball.
Yeah. I don't know how they.
That's crazy. Well, I know what they trying to start.
They shorten the roster. What they gonna do?
When you got those guys coming out there full speed, it ain't the kick returner.
No,
it's those guys in them collisions round.
No, it's a collision, coach. I mean,
but guess what? That's a job. Somebody getting a job because they gonna do that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They cutting down on costs because they don't need that job no more. Kamikaze guy they just called. Remember old Bill Bates? Bill Bates made it to the
Bill Wright made the team as a special team
guy. A lot of guys make a special team.
One of those trial guys. He was a trial guy.
Yeah, but you know, one thing I will agree with, as a kid growing up, it's like I remember more broken legs in kickoff returns, or kickoff and the kickoff and returns. I feel like I recall that.
Broken legs?
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, out of all the guys that I played with and all the broken legs.
Kickoff return, coach. There's a better chance of getting a broken leg just on a sweep. On the sweep point.
I mean, any of that right there.
Because on kickoffs, they don't hit below the waist.
That's where I recall. Well, that was back in my day.
They could hit below the waist.
Hit below the waist back in my day.
They were cutting on the kickoffs.
A whole lot of suicide mission, coach. Suicide mission. Yeah. No, back in the old days. Now, back in the 70s, kickoff guys had a little suicide nature about them now.
Yeah.
They were fearless. There's no doubt about that. But, man, you know, you get ready. Everybody likes to look back and analyze. You know, the one thing that I want to say, this is what always kills me doing draft and when guys are making choices and decisions. First of all, evaluation and projection is not an exact science.
Okay.
And nobody wants to remember the guy that was drafted or undrafted. They don't want to give any credit to that. They want to give credit to all the analytics, all the projections. They don't want to think about the bust. They don't. The main thing that always frustrates me, I shouldn't say frustrates, but kind of aggravates me or kind of annoys me a little bit, is that doing the draft analyzation of things, no one ever wants to give credit for the sleepers and the bust. Everybody wants to line up with what all the people have projected, all the prototypes and all the guys that are perfect for the position, and say these are the guys. And the second thing is that unless a offensive line is just in real bad shape, nobody wants to give any value to drafting an offensive lineman.
Or defensive lineman.
Or defensive. I was going to say the interior lineman, what I should say.
They don't have stats.
Yeah, they don't have stats.
They don't carry stats.
They don't carry stats. But we all know what happens to a team when that line of scrimmage starts to deteriorate. Or man, you know, the Cowboys a little down now, man. We got two starters out on offensive line.
They saw it.
Yeah, they see it then. But nobody wants to talk about it on this end.
No. Well, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to give the Cowboys a B on today for the draft. I'm going to give them a B. I'm going to give them a B because I think it's going to turn out to be an A. Because
I think it's a B+.
But it's a B right now because I think what the Cowboys have done is looked into those analytics that you talked about. The Cowboys have looked at the last 5 to 7 Super Bowl champions and said, who has a number 1 star receiver? The Cowboys looked at these teams like the Eagles that players kept getting hurt. They looked at the New England Patriots, players get hurt, and then they looked at themselves. And the Cowboys decided, I can go get 4 or 5 players for $12.5 million that I'm going to pay Dez.
I totally agree with that.
Not receivers. I can go get me 4 or 5 players.
I think the analytics, they're also looking at right now from a talent pool, and I've been kind of noticing this probably in the last 6 months or a year, the talent pool on receivers is deeper than any other position available.
Coach, there's some guys we're going to talk about tonight. I mean, that we're not going to even talk about. We're going to talk about the draft. We're going to talk about the draft pick. But I'm saying, Coach, I looked at some video today on some of the guys that the Cowboys got in the free agency, undrafted.
Well, and my point is, Coach, I feel like more wide receivers, more split out, wide outs, X's, Y's, whatever you want to call them. More of those guys are being developed and trained right now than any other position. Yeah.
Okay, let me explain something. We got 7 rounds in the draft right now. Okay, so 7 times 32 is what? We know 7 times 30 is 210. Okay, so you add 7 more, I guess, in that.
Yeah, 7 more times.
Then you add 7 more. Okay, so my thing is
214.
Okay, so my thing is you can't tell me that it's not more than 214 good football players in America that's coming out. Now the thing I give these organizations versus these experts. No, I'm saying
I'm totally on ground. Thank you going where
the experts can throw the film on and look at it and take. You know, they send applications out and stuff like that and get them back in from the teams. You know, just with all the information on it, and they do their homework.
Experts spend more time on the highly acclaimed, more spotlight oriented guys. They're not digging in the bushes.
Right. The teams have an idea of how they want to play and what's going to be their style of play. And when they identify 40 players or so, they get a chance to do throughout the year. These guys are at practice.
Coach, I'm going to give you a deal. You coached a kid named, name just got away from me. Played for the Lakers. Lives out in Rockwall now. What's his name?
Played for the Lakers or the Clippers?
Clippers.
Quentin Ross?
Quentin Ross.
Okay.
The experts didn't evaluate Quentin Ross on the front end of things. He wasn't an expert evaluator. See, both of you and I are both evaluators. The large percentage of the evaluation takes place.
Basketball is a little different because it's only 2 rounds. but football, you got a large number of them.
Yeah, but it is a larger number. There's more people to evaluate. But what my point is is where it is similar is that more time is spent on the high-profile guys that have always been identified. That's where the most of the evaluation and the picking apart goes on. So a guy like a Quentin Ross in any sport, and another thing I go back to say, there are more wide receivers training now.
Right.
I've been looking at these football training websites, and there are more wide receivers, and we're doing a better job right now, to the best of my knowledge.
Coach, remember, it's only 214 players that's drafted.
Yeah, right. And like you just said, are there only 214 good players in available?
It's 214 players in the SEC and the Big 12 combined.
Right.
That's ready to go.
It's ready to go. Right. So I mean, you got to realize, okay, if you were on a staff, we'll put you on the Dallas Cowboys staff, Cowboy Snoop. Cowboy Snoop is on the staff.
That's on my bucket list.
Yeah. Cowboy Snoop is on the staff with the Cowboys, and he's down there in the SEC country, down in the swamps, and he bumps off and he goes over here to some mid-major school and he sees a player that he knows. What are you gonna do, Coach? When you see one that you know that got it, whatever.
I'm gonna make my report.
You make your report, and we're gonna stash him back here out the way.
Yeah, I'm gonna highlight. I'm gonna highlight the name at the top of the report too.
Yeah,
so
he's just as good as that one.
Yeah,
he's just as good as that one. Right.
Yeah.
And you gonna tell me in all my years as a basketball coach how many guys I see and I say he's just as good as that one.
Tell you, Coach.
He's just as good as that one.
I mean, that's how you get the Antonio Brown.
That's how the Cowboys were built.
But I'm saying that's how you get guys like Antonio Brown.
That's how you get Drew Pearson
with the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's how you get a Drew Pearson.
That's how you get him, Coach.
You know, Antonio Brown was a 7th round pick, Coach.
Coach, you got to be able to evaluate. You know, I never will forget.
We look at Dak Prescott as a 4th round pick, and we look at it like that's a bad thing. Do you not realize 4 rounds? That's just 100 players.
Yeah.
A little bit over 100 players. But I mean, you was one of the top 100. You was one of the top 130 players in the draft that year.
Yeah. It's
come on, man.
I think media and the hoopla and all the, like you like to call it, the analytics and the breaking down and
just being drafted is big
and rating all this stuff and everything. Yeah. I think guys really, really, really get confused in the process. I tell Ani this all the time that they're in the war room at Texas boys basketball. You know, don't evaluate what they tell you he is. Evaluate what you see.
Coach, I say it all the time.
Yeah. You say crush your eyes.
The analytics are good.
Yeah.
They are good. Mm-hmm. But the analytics do not tell me what I'm looking at.
No. I mean,
the analytics don't tell me if this guy is over there sulking on the bench.
Yeah, it doesn't tell you that. It doesn't tell you when you see a guy that can close, that can run, that hadn't been to a combine or hadn't been to a pro day. If he can run, Coach.
That's right.
I don't care where he's been.
Yeah. Analytics don't tell me who wants that ball.
No.
At the end of the game.
No. I mean, all those things, and you have to have. I mean, I'm going to talk about a guy named Garcia, longtime NFL scout with a golf buddy of mine. When I come back from the break, we're going to spend more time on the Dallas Cowboys. Some of the things that he used to talk to me about when we were playing. But here we are at the Lonestar Sports Show.
I want Ani to look up one thing before we go into the next segment or 2 segments down. I want you to look at these clutch moments that LeBron James has at the end of the game. And I want to find out, he's had about 7 walk-off jump shots, okay, or buckets. I want to find out how many of those walk-offs was the score tied or
you've been talking about that.
Or how many?
I'm surprised you hadn't checked that out.
Or how many of those buckets were Cleveland or Miami losing and LeBron walked off with a bucket?
Lonestar Sports Show right here. All things sports, all things Texas.
Then go look up Kobe.
This particular segment is brought to you by Harlem Hotels Development and Investment Company. Go look at HarlemHotels.com. Take a look and take a listen to the lovely words that we have about Harlem Hotel. Be back in 180 seconds with more Lonestar Sports Show.
Harlem Hotels. Make money where you and millions of others spend money. Harlem Hotels Investment and Development Group's primary disciplines include hotel acquisitions, hotel development, hotel project management, as well as asset and partnership management. At Harlem Hotels, we invest in upscale focused service and extended stay hotel properties, mainly in Texas and other major urban markets. We are hotel owners, developers, investors, and asset managers persistent in our pursuit of successful ventures and passionate about our products. We provide nationally branded investment opportunities, including Hilton, Marriott, and Hyatt hotel franchises. Harlem Hotels strategically places the right product in the right location for the right customer. Get started with us today. Visit us online at www.harlemhotels.com. Harlem Hotels, put your money where you sleep.
Play action gun, Paul.
The ball in hand right there.
Oh, man.
The ball in hand, Coach.
All right.
Hey, we were back here. Lone Star Sports Show right here on the Lone Star Sports Network. Snoop Johnson, Alan Branch, Lady Life, and Honey Money, the Prince. Back here in our segment 2. Still in NFL football, talking about it and breaking it down. We had a very interesting first segment there. I thought it was a solid perspective when you start looking at the draft. It just goes back to the old basketball saying, nobody wants to remember when he couldn't play. The glamour. When a guy comes out, nobody wants to go back and talk about it. Or remember when Quentin Ross had this on his glasses and had his glasses tied on and Go Reed said he had to go get him some goggles if he wanted to keep on playing. Yeah. I mean, nobody wants to go through the steps of that. And I think it really falls in line with the state of the union of where we are with instant gratification. We want everything as a button push, quick deal. Everything is prototype, laid out. That's why analytics is so popular. Not that it's a bad thing, but we want to have everything figured out. We don't want to leave anything to gut and instinct. Coach Garcia, Robert Garcia was a long time NFL scout. Worked for about 6 different programs. Played back in the SWAC in the old days on that national championship team at Prairie View in 1963 with my man that was coach with the 49ers, Jackson. You too young to remember Jackson.
I knew Hugh.
Yeah.
I mean, not Hugh.
It was Kevin Jackson.
No.
He was with Hayden Fry at
up in North Texas.
That's right. Yeah.
From down in
from Bay City. Bay City, Texas. That's where he's from.
I know you're
yeah. Came up there. Even Willie Price that was over there. They were all on that team. Otis Taylor was on that team. Good football.
Ron Shanklin.
Yep, Ron Shanklin. Yep. Good football minds. And one of the things he always told me, he said, Branch, when you evaluate it, you look at numbers, often like you, Snake Snoop, I'll give you credit there. He said, you got to have the ability to compare. He told me this years ago.
You got to have the ability to
Have
compare.
you seen it before?
That's it.
If you've seen it before, can you recognize it when you see it again?
Yeah.
And
if you've seen it before, you're going to trust it a little bit, Coach.
Yeah. Now, do you need a sign to remind you, and I mean, I'm talking about a written sign to say, that one's just like Quentin Ross. That one's just like Drew Pearson. That one's just like Roger Staubach. Mm-hmm. That one, or can you see it without somebody hanging a sign up there saying, he's just like him? Mm-hmm. And I think that's the key to being successful at evaluation. But we start breaking the Dallas Cowboy situation down. Most people want to see a linebacker that's more of a stummy, big hitter, low profile guy. Mm-hmm. But we're playing a game. Can you run?
Yeah.
Can you run? Can you cover? Can you close? It's all about how fast can you get the second tackler on the tackle.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to talk about, he's a big hitter, he's this, that, and the other. Well, with the rules being changed like they are right now, game tackling and lots of guys in pursuit of the ball and bam, 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 bam. You know, can you get that on plays?
Yeah. Well, one of the things I know that the Cowboys was criticized for is not doing like some of the other teams and trading some of these draft picks to move up a couple of spots. And I think that the Cowboys showed that was their message. Their message was, we want these picks. Mm-hmm. We want the picks.
Right.
They want the
Cowboys. They trust what they've seen, Coach.
They want depth, and they know that they know out of these 8 to 10 people that was picked right here, and then the free agents, and then a little bit more than 8 draft picks that the Cowboys had.
Well, they had 2 in one round.
Well, so you got to realize they had those.
They drafted 8 guys.
They had those extra what they call those supplementary picks that they had. You know, from losing players. You know, they had two picks in the 4th round. They had 2 picks in the 6th round. They actually had 3 in the 6th. Remember, they traded one of them for the kid from the Rams.
Yeah, they took 2 in the 4th.
Tavon also.
They took 2 in the 4th. And they came back and went 5th.
Drafted about 11, 12 players. About 11 players.
And 2 in the 6th. And then in the 7th. So the 7th deal, they drafted 9 players. That's what it's correct.
Okay.
In the regular draft.
I think what they're looking at, what the Cowboys, they did look at some needs. And when you're looking at that film over and over and over, and Jerry and those guys are having nightmares. They're having nightmares about Sean Lee being out. They're having nightmares. They drafted this guy right here for competition at the backup position, the backup quarterback position.
Backup, wasn't it?
Quarterback.
Quarterback position, right? Yeah.
Cowboys went in again. You know, Jerry them always feel like, you know, I mean, they billionaires. I mean, so Jerry always gonna feel like he's taking a chance. This is not the first time Jerry and these guys have taken a guy in the 2nd round that, if it wasn't for injury, the guy would have been a 1st round pick. Connor Williams for Texas. Last year he was a 1st round pick.
Yeah.
Tore his knee up. Now he slides to the 2nd round. So Jerry feel like he won on that.
But this is what kills me. This is what I have a problem with. Do we think the Cowboys drafted anybody that they hadn't thoroughly evaluated?
Well, it happens though, Coach. I mean, it's a lot of players. It's a lot of teams that thoroughly. I mean, do you think Cleveland had thoroughly looked at some of these guys that become busts?
Well, yeah, they looked at them, and the question is, how well did they look at them, or what perspective did they look at them?
And I think this is where I feel that some of these teams, all of these teams, do a great job of evaluating players. My thing is this: are you evaluating and going off getting the best player there, or are you looking at how you want to play? See,
fit.
See, that's the thing I think with Philly this past year. That's the thing that I think that the New England Patriots, I think those guys know how they want to play. Did you ever look at the documentary, the little piece on ESPN, I think, with Bill Parcells and Bill Belichick?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. You called me and told me to look at that.
Bill Parcells.
That was you. I believe that was you.
I'm a big fan of both of those guys, you know. But I'm gonna say, Bill Parcells said that over the years when he was with the Giants and Bill Belichick was on his staff, he said what he's seeing right now is a guy that has evolved in Bill Belichick, that basically he has a vision in his head of what he feels like each one of these players should look like to have success. If you go back,
he envisions this position.
Yeah, if you go back to the Giants,
Coach, you did that as a high school coach.
But I'm saying, if you go back to the Giants, they never won with this 1st round pick quarterback. They had Phil Simms, Coach. They won with Jeff Hostetler. Hold on, they won with Jeff Hostetler.
I totally agree.
Okay, but then they had these little receivers going across like
Deion Branches and
no, I'm talking about back with the Giants.
Oh, the Giants, okay,
McConkey.
Yeah, right.
You know, and those guys,
we don't even remember.
Yeah, cutting across there. You didn't see these big. You didn't see these big
high profile receivers, 6'3", 6'4", prototype receivers.
But you know what they did have on that team? Mark Bavaro.
Yep.
Big tight end like Gronkowski.
Right. But it comes back, and you say this a lot, and this doesn't have anything to do with basketball or football, and maybe it applies to baseball too. You create the talent, or you go and get your groceries, as you like to say, according to the meal that you envision preparing.
Right.
You go out and you acquire talent, whether you're recruiting as a college coach or or you're a national powered high school team that takes players from everywhere, or you're at the NFL, NBA level like we're talking about now, you go and get players that can play the way you want to play. You think Popovich doesn't go and get guys that play the way he wants to play?
Well, and see, that's the thing. It took a while before he started going to get speed threats to go deep when he got to the point to where he knew that Tom Brady was just great. Mm-hmm. He got to the point where this kid's great. Yeah. You know, I need to give him some more options.
And some Deion Branches.
And get him some Deion Branches and those guys.
Yeah.
You know, but you have to go in basketball, I always look around my point guard, whether my point guard is average, whether he's great, whether he's good, you design the way you play around your quarterback and your point guard. It just doesn't matter. You can't go in and design the system around the running back.
One thing about it is anything that you're going to design or build has to have a foundation or a starting point, and you got to be able to identify that.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That's what you just said.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. You know, whether he's average or bad or whatever, it's still everything has to be still designed around your point guard and your quarterback. If you got a point guard that's just average, coach, I need to be pretty doggone good at the 2 and the 3 and the 4. I'm talking about with the basketball.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I'm saying.
If he doesn't shoot that well, you got to compensate for his lack of whatever you start out. Yeah, you got to complement that.
Right.
Based on
now, if I got a point guard, if I got a kid like Juwan Evans, I don't have to be as great there because Juwan Evans can go get you 25 points.
Yep. Nope.
You see what I'm saying?
That's exact.
You can get away with a defensive guy, a defensive 2 or 3. Right. That's not a bucket creator. You know, a guy that might be a great defensive guy or something like. You can get away with that then. You know, but going back to these guys, Michael Gallup from Colorado State, I think the Cowboys. The one thing that I'm watching them, they went and got tough receivers. Yeah. They got tough receivers. I'm talking about starting with the guy they got in free agency from Jacksonville, Allen Hurns. Tough guys, you know. Michael Gallup.
No,
you know,
the Gallup kid, I did do a little work on him coming out of Colorado State, and
I think one of the biggest pieces though that's going to be one of the
he was sure-handed receiver.
Sure-handed receiver, but one of the biggest arguments I think going to be over the next 3 or 4 months is going to be I think the impact of Trayvon Austin is going to be big. Big. I always say that the Cowboys were missing when they didn't re-sign Lance Dunbar. Y'all remember Lance Dunbar from North Texas? The running back 25, that was a third down back. The Cowboys put him in a slot. He was just going through back-to-back years with injuries, so they just kind of eased him on out. But I'm telling you, he opened that thing up for what's the guy from Lil Lamb? Cole Beasley. See, we didn't look at the Cowboys. A lot of things didn't work this past year. They lost with injuries, not just Zeke, but they had injuries to the offensive line. They lost guys like Lance Dunbar, you know.
Well, the thing is, Coach, as we close out, pieces. Coach says a B, I say a B+. That's pretty doggone close. We both agree. It could turn out to be a little bit better than that. I think
they got to play.
Yeah, I think the lesson to be learned in the situation is, like my man always says, trust your eyes. Stop looking for the hoopla and go look for some real substance in what you're doing. And when that's what the Dallas Cowboys have shown us here. We're going to come back and talk about what do you do when you're sitting there in the Houston Texans position? How do you approach a draft situation? And I thought John McClain did an excellent job of evaluating their draft situation. One of the best guys with the Houston Chronicle covering them down there in Houston, Texas, in the Bayou City, in the 7-7 zip code area down there. We'll be back at 180 seconds with more Lone Star Sports Show. This particular segment was brought to you by Fast Recruit. Fast Recruit is a product of FastSports.com, FastMallSports.com. Go take a look and see how they're leading foot basketball into the 21st century through the vehicle of technology. Hey, we'll be giving it to you all day evening. All things sports, all things Texas. We got a little bit more football to go before we get into these hot NBA playoffs. How about them Rockets? Back in 180 seconds. things sports, all things Texas, right here in the Lone Star State on the Lone Star Sports Show, right here on the Lone Star Sports Network. Snoop Johnson and Alan Branch giving it to you. Post-draft breakdown of the two Texas NFL teams. We finished up with the Cowboys there, and we both came up with a solid B. I was a little higher. I don't know, maybe I'm an undercover Cowboy fan. Maybe
I refuse to give a A or all that until they play the game.
Yeah,
B. So mine is always going to be between a B and a B.
And I guess because it's not an exact science.
Yeah.
Because it's not an exact science, I'm pretty much analyzing how they went about doing it. I'm also analyzing the process too.
Yeah, I can't give them an A or F because we don't know if the player's gonna flop.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, it's the same thing when you go out
all the time.
Well, it's the same thing when you go out there and you get all the top rated guys.
Right.
Trade around and do this and do that to get all the top rated guys. We don't know what the top rated guys are going to do.
You don't know if it's gonna work.
You don't know if it's gonna work, Coach.
Yeah.
You don't know if it's gonna work. It's not an exact science. But go down and look at the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans were pretty good until they lost Deshaun Watson. Yes or no?
They was trending in the right direction.
Well, in the AFC, before they lost Deshaun Watson, were Houston Texans a top 4 team in the AFC?
Oh, no doubt.
Okay.
No doubt.
Playoff bound.
And they lost J.J. Watt.
Yeah, and they lost J.J. Watt. Which I don't think you can ever. I ain't gonna say you can ever replace him, but he's very difficult to replace.
Yeah.
Well, when I get ready to look at the Texans, because I'm not living there anymore, I don't do as good a job or whatever. But somebody I trust down there? That's John McClain.
Okay.
John McClain, makes a living in this business, calling it like he sees it. Not very influenced, easily influenced.
Yeah.
He studies and works at it, and he's not a bandwagon type guy.
Yeah. Okay.
He doesn't have a problem with being wrong, and he doesn't have a problem with somebody telling him he's wrong. Because when you go back and look at the history on it, he's been right quite a few times.
Well, if he ain't got no problem being wrong, then it ain't no pressure.
Yeah, right. No.
Because you're gonna be right or wrong. It ain't nothing else out there.
Yeah,
right and wrong.
Right and wrong. Right. That's the whole deal.
I think he care about being wrong a little bit more than you give him credit for.
It could. Yeah. It could. He doesn't want to be wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, in other words, you know how sometimes. Okay, here's a perfect example, Coach. If you think that A is the answer and everybody else in the room thinks B is the answer, or do you have the confidence to hang on to your A?
I got confidence to hang on to my A.
John, that's the way John McClain is. Yeah.
Well, then John McClain. How many years this guy been on there with the Houston Chronicle?
Long time, Coach.
Well, so that means he's been right more than he's been wrong.
That's what I said earlier.
Okay, yeah.
That's what I said earlier.
Okay, yeah.
And I can understand. I can relate to that.
You probably said it. I probably had a song playing in my ear or something that I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Wasn't paying attention.
Well, I say he didn't have because he's been right more than he's been wrong. He doesn't have a fear of being wrong.
Yeah, that's right.
He has confidence in what it is he's talking about.
John sound like me.
But at the end of the day, the Texans don't draft until the 3rd round, and they come in, they pick up 3 guys in the 3rd round, and the 3 guys they picked up in the 3rd round, John gave him an A, B, and a D minus, or D plus.
Yeah, I think the tight end reason he gave him a D plus is because
the offense came out.
Well, a lot of the experts that were doing the draft commentary, they all were saying that this guy could end up being one of the better guys. They used the word raw. So to take a player in the 3rd round,
he came out of Central Florida, right there.
To take a player with a 3rd round pick that's raw, just like the Cowboys took the defensive end from Kansas that they were saying was raw, and I bet you we go look up his grade. It's probably somewhere.
Yeah,
when you taking them that high, the Cowboys took this guy with the 4th pick.
We like to talk about the term raw. When we say has raw. Doesn't define raw,
Coach.
Define raw,
Coach. You remember when we went after the tournament 2 weeks ago? We went up to Saltgrass. You and Prince and myself, and we went up there and got us a steak. Coach, those steaks was raw too. Before they cooked it.
Before they cooked them, right?
But
it turned out.
How did your steak taste? How did your steak taste?
It was good.
Okay,
really good.
So the word raw You know what I'm saying? Ain't such a bad thing all the time.
Right. But we try to use raw like it's a degrading
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah, they knew what kind of meat they were
The
picking.
question is, do you have a raw steak or do you have raw?
Did you go get you? What did you go get you a good piece of meat?
Yeah, something to work with.
Yeah. Or did you get something hot out somebody's trunk that you know that is spoiled and ain't good no more?
Right. Or did you just get a lower cut of grade?
Yeah.
What grade of meat?
There you go.
Whether it's raw or not, what grade of meat is it?
What's the upside of the meat?
What quality is there, and what potential is there, and ability? I guess the God-given ability. That's all raw is. Mm-hmm. It's the God-given ability, and does that kid do enough things that right that you can justify getting him to where he's going?
Well, some things that they saw in him, Coach. I mean, they used a 3rd round pick on that kid. You know, again, their staff and they knew, they knew what they needed. You know, do we need this pick to become a impact player now, or do we have enough to where this guy? They're looking at putting pieces together with Deshaun Watson for the next 10, 12 years. You see what I'm saying?
No, I agree.
And this kid can get up the field, as a tight end. I saw the highlights of him. I wanted the Cowboys to take him.
Yep. And I didn't watch all the highlights that close. I tend to look a little bit more at need, and I trust, with these guys, I trust a lot. Some of them I saw them play, but what I really trust is I look at the need. I trust their ability to evaluate because I don't feel like I have the time to evaluate at the level that they're having to evaluate.
Well, one thing of us as Cowboy fans, we get in there and we get to looking at film and everything like we gonna have some input on the draft pick. Like we watch game film on a weekly basis. Like we gonna have some input on
the game plan.
On the game plan.
Right.
I mean, so that's us as Cowboy fans. Jerry's done a good job of that. I mean that we were doing that with Tom Landry. I mean, so.
Well, I mean,
that's Cowboys.
That's what fans do.
Yeah,
I mean, I listen to your Chatland and Chat.
We're a part of it. We're a part.
Part of it. We want to feel like that we're in there, and I more or less kind of look at things from evaluate what the situation is, and then I try to come up with the need, and then I trust the guys that's got the keys to the car to determine where the car is going to go.
Right.
And everybody has their perspective on things. That's just one of the perspectives that I take on things. Is looking at it like that.
What was one of the biggest needs that going into the offseason that you heard maybe that the Houston Texans? What was their biggest need?
Depth.
That's what I figured. Depth too.
Depth.
And again, when you watch those two teams in the Super Bowl, and you watch the teams that play in the NFC and AFC championship games.
One of the things that I saw about the and I don't know, this doesn't have anything to do with the Deshaun Watson situation. But one of the things that I saw was with the Texans and the conversation that I continuously heard was that their what if, what if this happens? You got to have a what if plan, or like they used to call it, a OS plan.
Well, even if the what if never happens, it's the fact that if you have another talented player. Look at the competition that's going on every day.
Well, I think there's a certain amount. I don't think they practice like they used to practice.
Well, I'm talking about competition from the standpoint from training camp, knowing that this guy's not that far from me. As far as playing time. If this guy can get done what I'm getting done and he getting paid less money, they're gonna get rid of me.
Right. Yep.
So I'm talking that kind of competition.
That kind of competition.
So when you're a part of the Philadelphia Eagles and this guy take a chance throwing you a ball up, it helps every now and then when you go over and make a spectacular catch.
Yeah.
Versus dropping the football.
Keep everybody in line.
Well, you making plays.
Right. Yeah. So that's kind of one problem I just have with Dez Bryant.
I mean, if you look at Philly, you got they went out and got 2 free agent receivers last year, 2 tall free agent receivers. They went and got Torrey Smith to be the deep threat, and they went and got the boy from the Bears, and the boy from the Bears had the big season. Torrey Smith is gone.
Yeah.
Torrey. We won a Super Bowl with you, but we look at the film. I mean, we didn't get the production from you.
And one thing I always say about this game of sports: if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. There's no room for standing still. In all competitive environments, whether it's on the field, on the court, in business, or wherever you are, if you are surrounded in a climate and environment where everybody is trying to win and everybody's trying to get better, You have to continuously get better, or guess what? It's not going to work out for you.
Well, Big E chimed in. He said the Cowboys have the changing of the guards. He said Steven is safe and Jerry was not. Jerry wasn't safe when he was there, when he was running things. Say now the Cowboys are safe.
Yep. Well, I mean, safe, calculating. There could be some truth to that. I mean, I like to see what did E think Tom Landry was in all his days of success there.
Yeah.
You know, when you analyze that, the Cowboys had it figured out. I mean, does it have to be a gunslinging type deal? You know, and everybody has their way of going about and how they want to play. It'd be interesting to see what E thinks about that. But right now, I think the NFL is pretty safe in the state of Texas. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we got two good teams. You got two good teams.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all you want to do going into the year is know that you're in the mix.
Yeah.
You know, and
We got two teams with legit playoff chances.
Yeah, because there's some teams out there that know walking through the door, we ain't got a chance.
We ain't got a chance.
Yeah.
We call it tankers, huh? Bottom group.
Yeah.
Bottom group candidates.
Well, they ain't gonna tank it to about week 8.
Yeah. But that's the bottom group.
They all gonna get themselves a chance because they all got draft picks. All of them
16 games.
All
right.
of them got a quarterback sitting over there that's making 18 million plus.
It's bottom group candidates, Coach. Somebody got to go to the bottom group.
Hey,
hopefully the NFL looks. I'm sure that we look like we won't be in the bottom group this year.
no.
Right now with our two NFL teams. All things sports, all things Texas. Everything looks good in NFL for the state of Texas. All we need to see right here on the Lonestar Sports Network is that Texas sports is going in the right direction. Snoop Johnson, Alan Branch, Lady Life, and Honey Your Money giving it to you like it is right here on the Lonestar Sports Show. Be back in 180 seconds. We're going to dive in on some of this NBA talk while we still got us a Texas NBA team. All things sports, because we show up everywhere we're supposed to show up. Coach.
Snoop, I have your answer.
Okay, we get it when we come back.
Back in 180 seconds with more Lone Star Sports Show. This particular segment was brought to you by HardhamHotels.com. Hardham Hotels. Take a look and a listen.
And you don't stop. Check, check. Check, check. Check, check.
Lonestar Sports right here. Stu Johnson gets checked in over there on the other side over there.
Check, check.
The other half, 51-49. Never know which way it's going to show up around
here. And you don't stop.
And
you don't
Lady
quit.
Life taking us to another level with that beautiful voiceover for the HardhamHotel.com group there.
Coach, now how did you know she wanted to be?
She wanted credit, Coach. She said credit. We're going to
Yeah,
roll the credit. We're giving the credits,
You
Coach.
don't watch enough of them. See, you don't watch enough of them shows. Some people like to stay in the background.
Yeah, Coach, they give them the credit. We said last week we're going to give everybody credit. We give Onyx credit. Onyx becoming a producer and engineer over there.
They don't need no credit. They need to check.
Yeah, well, you don't do a good job and you don't get any credit for it. Anybody going to write on check. Be no check writing.
And you don't stop. And you don't quit.
Can't get credit. Go up there to the BMW place. Try to get you one of them BMW without no credit. See what happens. Gotta have credit, Coach. Credit got to be right. Well, we back here at the Lonestar Sports Show. Today's show is brought to you by FastSmallSports.com. Go take a look and see how Fast Small Sports is leading us into the 21st century through the vehicle of technology. We have chopped it all the way up and got us all the way we need to be. We're going to move off the gridiron. Like we say, it's one of the greatest.
Brown ought to be getting ready. Brown ought to be getting ready to line up in a minute.
Yeah, Brown got to come on with it now.
Brown a fool with it, boy. He is a boy. I got to give it to him, boy. I got to give it to Brown, man. He just.
You know who I'm impressed with, more impressed with than anybody in the playoffs thus far, East or West?
What's that?
The Boston Celtics. I picked them to beat Milwaukee, and they got it done. And you come back and you go one up on a team that I had beaten them in 5 or 6.
Yeah,
you might take it a little ways, But the one thing,
I mean, my thing is, I'm just saying.
What's your thing, Snoop Johnson?
No,
Everybody listen. The
I'm
whole
just
world
saying,
listen.
every time Bron feel like, I mean, don't nobody want to know.
You got to realize Tony Benford.
But I'm saying, Bron.
Tony Benford and Big E and Chris Walker.
Stubbs.
Stubbs, is he on the Brum?
I saw him.
He quiet Brum.
Yeah,
fan.
he quiet Brum fan. He came out the closet.
That's that Nike world. That Nike,
he came out
to bring you out the closet.
Stubbs came out the closet. He came out the closet last night.
He jumped I saw. He said, "Well, Snoop, what you trying to say?"
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
He kind of handled you a little bit there. Coach.
No, he ain't handled me. Hey, Coach, I'm just saying. Coach. I mean, we just coming off a Game 7 series win. Bron had his 45, this, that, and that. I'm saying, how does Bron always do it and create? How does he create the narrative that he don't have enough? I mean,
you know what the operative word? You don't realize what you're saying. You know what the operative word?
What's
you just
that?
Said? Create.
He creates it.
Create, Coach.
I'm telling you.
Create the illusion.
I mean,
the
I'm saying, what is Coach?
Bron is great marketing, calculated guy.
Was the message I sent out correct last night that Charles Barkley said? Charles Barkley was talking about the teams like the Celtics and all those teams. He was talking about teams that move the basketball and you see the results with all of the players. Okay, then he talked about OKC, how Russ freezes the ball and LeBron
dominates the ball.
How they dominate the ball. And I mean, how do you expect these guys?
You know what kills me about a guy like Big E? Now, we're not picking on Big E because I know Big E listening.
Now, let me tell you what Bron going to do tonight. Bron going to come out tonight, and Bron going to go out there, and he's going to move the ball around and get those guys a chance, to get going. Because he's saying to himself, 2 things going to happen. They going to get going, and we're going to go win. Or they not going to get going, and everybody saying, I got no help.
My point. That's exactly what I'm talking about, Coach. That's what he's so good at. I really give LeBron. He is a creative marketing genius.
LeBron James is probably the best small forward to play the game. It's out of him and Scottie Pippen, to me, to play the game. Small forward.
Larry Bird.
Well, I moved Larry Bird. Well, Larry Bird.
About down to 3 or 4. He wasn't top 5.
3, 4 guy. I mean, Larry. The injuries kicked in. I mean, people just. I mean, I don't look for Ani to know, but some of these guys, Tony Benford, Big E, I expect them guys.
Tony Benford played against
I expect those guys.
I mean, against Bird.
In training camp. So I'm saying he should know how special Larry Bird was. I mean, now we know 20 years have went by, You see what I'm saying?
20 years have definitely gone by.
Yeah.
But there's some things I still trust my eyes on, Coach.
But when we were going through that time, my thing is, what were they saying about Bird?
Yep.
Could you stop Bird but with one? Did Bird make his team better?
Yes.
But here go the question mark.
He was a bigger clutch player, too. He's a bigger clutch player, Coach. You get clutch shots on a regular, Coach.
Let's go back to that. Honey, give me the numbers on that. I'm glad I hope Big E and all them is chiming in right now.
They're going to play like they wasn't chiming in.
But the good thing about us, Coach, when it shows up, I can share it and send it to him in text. You get a text message.
E listening, Coach. I promise you, E listening.
I'm curious now.
You talking about Brum?
I'm looking at that look on Honey's face. Something ain't right. Go ahead.
LeBron in the playoffs, he's when Cleveland or Miami was down, he's only hit 4 game-winning shots in the playoffs.
Out of how many?
Not sure about how many he's taking though.
He's taking. I mean,
he's taking about 9.
That's a good number right there.
Yeah, about 4 in the playoffs, 6 overall in his career.
But I'm saying for LeBron to hit 4 game-winning shots and they were trailing.
Yeah, 2 of them was in 2006 against Washington Wizards, his first playoff appearance.
And then he hit the one against the Boston Celtics.
No, they were tied.
Oh, they were tied that one?
Yeah, they were tied. It was the one against Orlando. They were down by 2, and he hit that game-winning 3 in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Orlando and the Wizards.
And then the last one was in 2013 against Indiana, Game 1.
About 5 years since he did one.
I'm saying,
well, Coach,
I'm saying I don't hear no Spurs. I don't hear no.
No, because I know crunch time, Coach.
No,
I don't hear no Celtics
against the Spurs. That Game 7, he increased the lead from 2 to 4.
Right.
Like he would hit shots where they were up or they were.
Yeah.
But he never hit one when they were down.
Cool. I'm just saying. I mean, like I say.
I mean, if you're talking about clutch gene, you're talking about go ahead buckets.
Go. Let me tell you.
You're talking about creating something.
Let me tell you.
When your team, when the game is on the line, that's clutch gene.
Go. Let me tell you this. When that game is tied, when they tied, or if they got the lead, LeBron James is not giving that ball to anybody. I don't care if Kyrie Irving was still on the roster.
You see it, Coach.
LeBron told you
Coach,
that one time, anytime it's tied, the play is for me. He said, I told him to give me the ball, get out the way.
The odds is going to overtime or whatever, Coach. That's why I say he's an excellent calculated guy. But, Coach, how many times have you seen players when you evaluate
Why didn't LeBron call? Why wasn't his ball?
How many guys?
Why wasn't his ball that year? Kyrie hit the game-winning shot.
Coach, how many guys?
Golden State.
How many guys have you? How many guys have you seen run from the ball, Coach, when the game is on the line? I'm not talking about that level they talking about. We don't talk about NBA guys. I'm talking about just when we evaluating guys and when the game get tight.
When you look up and see them Davion Harmons and Tyrese Maxey, they want the ball in the hand.
Yeah, some joke come up missing.
R.J. Hamptons and guys like that.
Certain guys come up missing, man, when the game gets on the line.
But let me tell you this. This is what I want y'all to look at when it really gets tight with LeBron. LeBron really turns into a power forward and he gets to screening.
But, Coach,
you got to. I mean, he gets to screening.
You got to realize LeBron is the ultimate. Don't get me wrong. Michael Jordan has made a lot of money in business with Mike and Nike and all that right there. Yeah. But who has done a better job of brand creation, enhancing careers around him? And
LeBron.
That's calculated, Coach.
Yeah.
You can't do that kind of stuff without being calculated. Yeah. LeBron has not depended on any other established brand to make him.
Outside of Michael Jordan, I mean Magic Johnson, I mean, there's nothing like LeBron.
That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, LeBron is,
And that's where the calculator comes in. So this is the problem. It's not that LeBron is not a tremendous basketball talent.
Yeah.
It's that he has so many other agendas going on that he has to
he don't feel like he can afford to fail.
There you go. Oh, man, I'll throw my hands up now.
Okay. Yeah, he don't feel like
that's all it is.
Yeah, he don't feel like he can afford.
Coach,
to
that's
fail.
all it is.
Yeah,
it's too much on the line.
Well, he said when he came into the league, he wanted to make $1 billion.
Yeah, I mean that's the ultimate deal with his.
And you know who his mentor was? His mentor was Jay-Z.
Yeah.
If y'all go listen to Jay-Z on his song, Jay-Z said Jay-Z don't have all his partners ripping and running behind him like they want $1 or $2.
No, he showing how to make $1. They got to go.
Jay-Z said all my partners millionaires.
Right. That's the whole deal.
So he tell you who his buddies is. So, if you ain't no millionaire, you ain't one of the really big. You ain't one of his boys.
So the point.
He said all my boys billionaires. And then on the one song that they just had, I don't know what was the name of it, but they was talking about. Do y'all remember the TMZ where they showed that they said Jay-Z was out to dinner and they spent like $60,000 on the dinner? Jay-Z put in the song. He told him, he said, And that 67,000, that was Ty. You know, he paid the bill. His boy.
Yeah.
His boy paid the bill.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's the point of it is, Coach, that's exactly what I'm talking about. LeBron is a tremendous basketball talent. He's a tremendous physical specimen, but he's also a tremendous calculated business brand-oriented guy.
LeBron guys are disciplined too now. I mean, so they not just being
not
being $1 million friends.
No.
They actually got a lot of discipline to what they doing.
No, they don't. You don't hear anything crazy. They don't allow anything crazy going on in the club. They go out and do everything. Everything stay clean.
Social media.
They,
You're right.
They manage the whole process.
No, you're right about that.
So it's not that LeBron's not a tremendous player. LeBron can't afford to be taking chances on the basketball
LeBron
court.
been like that since high school. If you watch LeBron when Adidas and all those guys were really just taking care of him and just doing different, look at how LeBron took care of his high school coach and all his teammates that was in that group.
Yep.
I'm talking about back then.
No, but that's the way he's always seen it, and that's why you have tremendous respect for LeBron. It just impairs some of the things that you see with a Kobe Bryant and what you see with a Michael Jordan and some of these other guys.
It ain't a whole lot. I don't think you ever heard anybody come out on a story that grew up as a close friend of LeBron and they say LeBron turned his back on me.
Yeah.
They all doing well. I mean,
No,
he go out there and do his camp and go out to Vegas and everything.
It gives everybody a chance,
You
Coach.
see about 4 or 5 of those. You see about five or six of those the big black SUVs with a bunch of jokers getting out of them. Don't it?
He gives everybody a chance, and that's what impairs his ability to be that cutthroat type guy.
One of his boys, I don't know if you remember when his son came down here to over to Duncanville High School playing with the Gulf Coast team.
Right.
And the team came down, but LeBron, one of his boys, was in charge of chaperoning his son up here on the private jet. They had their own car. The team was over here, but he had his own SUV up here with a couple of teammates riding with him. But his boy was the one chaperoning.
Lonestar Sports Show right here. All things sports, all things Texas.
You didn't even realize. Can we record that? Hey, that's a rhythm to that right there. You said,
Oh yeah,
all things sports, all things Texas. Yeah,
that's what it is. Yeah. Back in 180 seconds. Hey, here we are at the Lone Star Sports Show on the Lone Star Sports Network right here in Dallas, Texas, Oak Cliff, Texas, giving it to you like where it is. Texas is doing a tremendous job all the way across the board. We right there in the mix, Coach. Anywhere you want to look at it, baseball, football, basketball, anywhere you want to look at it, we in the mix, Coach.
Yeah.
We right there where we're supposed to be. You know, I thought Texas Tech had a tremendous run. But back to NBA basketball and where we are here. Has the Eastern Conference gained on the Western Conference?
Hell no.
Okay, well, just throw it out there. It's still top to bottom. The Western Conference is still just.
Now, it's going in the right direction, though. It's going in the right direction.
That's what I noticed.
When you look at teams like Toronto, you look at teams like Milwaukee, you look at the Heat,
76ers?
you look at the Pacers, you look
Toronto,
at the 76ers in Boston. I mean, 76ers in Boston, they're going to be the top of top of it.
Well, I mean, with all the injuries that they sustained to be where they are right now.
Now, if Boston still had those guys, you got something.
Yeah, no,
you got something.
Yeah, no, the East would be sitting in place.
I mean, Coach, look at the West. I mean, come on, man. Superstars. All these teams got superstars.
Well, I mean, nobody has 4 all-stars on their team.
If San Antonio will get their act together, Pop ain't going to the playoffs next year. I know he's a great coach.
Break it down.
Them 82 games is hard, Coach.
No, the 82 games are hard. It was a hard year for him. Yeah. I mean, when you look at all the tremendous years.
The other teams are just getting better.
Other teams are getting better, and, you can't lose your best player
Does
when
Pop retire?
He lost his wife. He
had to be going through a lot already because she was
sick. She was terminally ill.
She was ill. And then he going around dealing with this Kawhi Leonard mess.
Yeah.
Pop ain't dealt with no stuff like that. He had guys like Tony Parker, Tim Duncan, David Robinson. He ain't dealt with this guy. He dealt with Steven Jackson, but
Yeah, Steven Jackson. He had Crazy Man from Dallas right here. Down there with him for a while. The boy that played in Chicago. Boy from over here sucked.
Oh, Dennis Rodman?
Yeah.
He had him, a year or two, maybe?
Yeah, a year or two. Yeah.
Year and a half?
Yeah, we down there sitting down, taking his shoes off.
Yeah.
On the sideline. Yeah.
I mean, his hair color, different colors every game.
Yeah, all right, yeah. But, when you look at it, I don't know. I know 2 guys that I do know very well, T.J. Ford and Glenn Cyprian both know Pop really well, and they talk about his approach, but I've never heard a lot about his personality.
Right?
Is he consumed with basketball to the point that he wouldn't have? I don't want to say anything else to live for, but would his life be too empty?
Well, I mean, my thing is this. I mean, Pop, he already, him and some of the other people who speak about Pop, they already talk about, how his wife being the centerpiece of the family and, how much time she spends with the grandkids and holding everything together while he's doing this. And my thing is.
Pop always goes to Europe when the season.
That's what I'm saying. So
he wants to be totally detached.
Yeah. So my thing is, does Pop go in and bottle himself up with the work, to try to?
It's gonna be one extreme or the other
to try to keep him going. The one thing he has is that he's gonna be coaching USA basketball.
Yeah, that could revive him.
I mean, I don't think he'll bag out of that.
No, it's interesting, but all our condolences out from Lone Star Sports Show, one of our Texas finest right here, Rick Popovich with the.
I just think it's tough. I mean, R.C. Buford he's getting older, and I just watch, that team, and you look at Tony Parker, okay, and you look at when a guy like Manu Ginobili is still a big piece.
Still a big piece, still playing, still.
I mean, so
the operative word is still.
So I'm saying, let's just say you lose Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, and Kawhi Leonard. Now you're gonna replace Kawhi Leonard with something because they ain't gonna give him away for free. So you're gonna get something back.
I know I'm probably very, very selfish statement. I apologize, Coach Popovich, and to the RC and the San Antonio Spurs organization, with all the due respect that you deserve. But when you got rid of Jonathan Simmons, I just did not understand.
I told you when it happened, I didn't get that one, Coach.
I did not get it. I did not get it. There's always a reason for everything that happens. Yeah, am I being a little bit of a homer on that? But I mean, proof is also in the pudding too.
Well, I think Pop. You know, when those guys was on that USA team, Coach, with when Pop was assistant over there with PJ Calissimo and Coach K was the head coach, and they coached LeBron and they coached Kobe and Melo and Rudy Gay, defensive stopper on that team. Coach, those guys got really, really close. You know, like you see all the teams. Mm-hmm. They got really, really close. And I'm telling you, I just think Pop chose Rudy Gay over Jonathan Simmons. He only had Jonathan Simmons a year. He was getting to know him. Mm-hmm. But he built this relationship with Rudy Gay. Yeah, I want Rudy to win a championship.
And Jonathan definitely, knowing him personally, he was definitely growing up.
It wasn't the money.
No.
Because he didn't go break the bank.
No.
He took a 3-year deal. They could have gave him that money there. They could have gave him that in San Antonio.
No, they could have given it to him right there in San Antonio where the numbers bounced out at.
Just think what they look like. And I'm going to tell you now what nobody says. I mean, we talked about the injuries and this, that, and the comeback. You know how Tom Brady is upset with Belichick about not playing that boy in the Super Bowl? The defensive back? Mm-hmm. Coach, what tells us that Kawhi Leonard ain't pissed off that they let go of Jonathan Simmons?
Never can tell.
As the leader of the team. He saw what that team was when they went into Golden State. They dominated that first game. Now, I know that was one game. Mm-hmm. They dominated that game until Kawhi Leonard went out. And even when he went out.
With the ankle when he stepped on the boy's foot,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, mm-hmm. And they was up 20 points. Mm-hmm. And then, even with Kawhi out.
That's always been one of
the biggest. Did you see how Jonathan Simmons had that team right there in those games?
Coach.
I'm telling you.
I've evaluated a lot of players.
They ain't had Kawhi Leonard all year, Coach. He came and played a couple of games, but I think that was just to make sure his money stayed right.
I've evaluated a lot of players, Coach. Jonathan Simmons was talented,
and he still and he's showing not to be a fluke over there at Orlando. He's showing he's not a fluke.
I had a bunch of them to come to the gym, man, and this kid at the same time was so much more talented than Jimmy Butler. Yeah. Ever thought about being. And that doesn't mean that Jimmy Butler isn't obviously a really good player. You know, he's a $100 million player. He's an NBA All-Star. And I
think he's just as good as Jimmy Butler right now.
Yeah.
You know, and Jimmy Butler is really good.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously really good. He's an All-Star. Yeah. So we're talking about
never win over there with Teague and Derrick Rose as your point guards. You're not going to win.
No.
Not playing the way that my man wants to play.
No.
You know, that surprises me that he has those two as his point guards.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it is. You know, it's an interesting thing.
You can't win with T.
When you start breaking this thing down,
be for real.
You know, and you know, we looked at it. You got tonight with Toronto and.
Will Danny Ainge let anybody trade when Kyrie comes back? Will Danny Ainge keep Kyrie and play both of those guys together? Rozier. Because I know the trades. He gonna receive all kind of trade offers for Rozier.
Yeah,
Rozier is an all-star.
Yeah, he's a quality.
He was great when Kyrie was there.
Yeah. He might not be an all-star starter, but he's an all-star. Make the all-star team. Yeah.
I mean, I can't name 4 or 5 point guards better than him because he's not just not doing this.
Yeah, he's been doing that all season.
He's been doing it the whole season.
You can't name 5 for sure.
Can't name 5.
He's probably the 4th best right now.
It's some names bigger than him. I mean, boy, Adidas gonna pick that contract up, pick that money up, ain't they?
Oh yeah, they got to.
You know, he's one of those Louisville guys that had the Adidas contract.
Yeah, it looks.
Adidas gave him one coming out of college. Look, 16th pick. He wasn't no second round. He was a 16th pick.
First round pick.
It looks like Adidas might have a lot of extra money right now. I think they
Adidas might not want to mess with them, with the Louisville thing.
Yeah,
they don't want nobody to start researching that. See how far that go back.
Yeah, well, you just let the cat out the bag, Coach.
Hey, I know I'm gonna give him some money.
Oh boy, I tell you stuff, but now what I was insinuating is that it could look like Adidas could.
How
just
deep is that team, man? Danny Ainge got to be. I mean, just like we're talking about as far as identifying talent. Mm-hmm. I mean. Coach, they still look like a contender without Kyrie.
Coach, they're in the Eastern Conference semifinals right now.
Yeah, but I'm saying the eye test, though.
That's what I'm talking about, Coach. Can you look at a guy and tell that he can play, or do all your guys have to be
I mean, look, he went and traded for Mars. Got the Mars twins.
I mean, you look at the kid that came from South Plains, left South Plains.
The kid from SMU.
The kid
Fit.
South Plains to Marquette, and then Marquette over into the NBA. That's evaluating,
Who was
coach.
that? Jay Crowder. Or something?
Jay Crowder.
Yeah, Jay Crowder's over there in Utah.
Yeah, I'm talking. He's over in Utah now. Yeah. But the point is,
I wonder why Jay Crowder couldn't pan out over there with Bron.
No, he already told.
He played well in Boston.
He
Played
said-
well with the
he said-
Mavericks.
He said he'd rather make his somewhere else, coach.
Okay.
LeBron just way too much. I mean, overseas people looking for you, coach.
Yeah, that's over there. That's what coach. I
I
mean, boy, one thing about it, coach gonna give up too much information.
Coach tied in with the ball. That might be the ball calling you back from over there.
No, they back in L.A.
Back in L.A. there.
I'm back in L.A.
Coach go keep up with where the balls are.
Yeah.
But
LeVar didn't even want his plane to connect through China.
you think he didn't?
Went straight through.
Wasserman Group couldn't save him over there. But no, we go come back and give our final picks in the NBA playoffs.
LeVar burned some bridges, didn't he? He know how to burn them, don't he?
He burned them, coach. He throw gasoline to him, boy. Gasoline on the torch. He gets it done. We got the Lone Star Sports Show right here on the Lone Star Sports Network. All things sports, all things Texas, given to you. We right here in the middle of everything that's going on in the middle of NBA playoffs. We're having a good, quiet Tuesday evening here, giving you some good information about where everything stands and where everything is right now as we line up and get down through the process of where everything is. We're going to be going into grassroots basketball. Y'all stay tuned and talk about some of where things are with the commission, which way could things be going, what the players and coaches be thinking right now after the spring evaluation period, and what are college coaches playing and thinking, and what do parents see in the whole process. Be back in 180 seconds with more Lone Star Sports Show right here on the Lone Star Sports Network. Take a look and listen to things that we have for you right now. Be back after the commercial break.
Hartem Hotels. Make money where you and millions of others spend money. Hartem Hotels Investment and Development Group's primary disciplines include hotel acquisitions, hotel development, hotel project management, as well as asset and partnership management. At Hartem Hotels, we invest in upscale focused service and extended stay hotel properties, mainly in Texas and other major urban markets. We are hotel owners, developers, investors, and asset managers persistent in our pursuit of successful ventures and passionate about our products. We provide nationally branded investment opportunities, including Hilton, Marriott, and Hyatt hotel franchises. Hartem Hotels strategically places the right product in the right location for the right customer. Get started with us today. Visit us online at www.hartemhotels.com. Hartem Hotels, put your money where you sleep.
Hey, here we are back here at the Lone Star Sports Show on the Lone Star Sports Network. Breaking it down, looking at sports in the state of Texas, right here in Oak Cliff, Texas. Snoop Johnson, Alan Branch, Lady Life, and Under the Prince, keeping us in between the lines, doing what we do on the Lone Star Sports Show every Tuesday and Thursday from 6 to 8. Always join us for basketball Thursday on Thursday. And basketball is hot in the grassroots season, high school season, Final Four, March Madness process that we go through around here. And right now, Coach, we're in the middle of the NBA playoffs. So as we get ready to work our way out and through here, we still got the Rockets. Can the Rockets be Golden State Warriors?
No, they can't.
Can't be the one, Coach.
Nah, not if they all healthy. They can't. Too long, Coach. They too long on defense. When they step it up, they too long. You know, I mean, the Rockets should be pulling for Steph to come back, and I know that sounds crazy.
Steph for coming back.
I know the Rockets should be pulling for it.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna tell you,
Why is that, Coach?
Well, Golden State can score enough points, but when Golden State when they're not,
are you saying?
I'm just saying.
Do I detect that you're saying that Steph Curry is just a little smidget of a defensive liability?
Well, I'm just saying that's one position that Steph got to guard somebody.
They guard somebody.
So I'm saying without Steph, you ought to see the lineup that's out there.
So they're better defensively without Steph.
Oh my God.
So the question comes down to
you out there with Livingston at 6'7", Iguodala at 6'7", KD, Draymond.
A lot of length. A shooter, Thomas.
I ain't even talked about Klay Thompson.
Yeah, Klay Thompson, I mean, not
and
Thomas.
then big boy in the middle, big 7-footer, blocking shots. Coach,
they cover up a lot of court.
Man.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You know, with Kevin Durant, the kind of length that they have.
When they want to step it up, Coach, they step it up.
You know, I don't know. That's would that justify why they haven't rushed him back? Is that making sense? Sprain MCL, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, there you go. So you got Golden State winning the West.
Yeah, I think Golden State will win it again. I think they'll win it all again.
Golden State win it all. I mean, Snoop Johnson make it real easy. Just cut it all, don't have to mess around.
I think Golden State will win
Who
it
we got
all.
coming out the East? Can the young boys get out the East?
Coming out the East?
76ers.
Oh, no. Toronto, Coach.
Toronto coming out of there.
Yeah. This the year the finals will the finals going
you
the finals will go. It's going to the Greater North.
Because Brum Run people will be a little going to have a little bit of
Brum done, Coach.
Brum Run.
That was a big series to get by this last series. That was big.
Yeah. See, he didn't have to get out of that, huh?
Close. He won't get out of this one, Coach.
He won't get out of this one, Coach.
I'm gonna tell you, if LeBron get out of this series, I'm gonna give him some notches to his belt. Forget the finals. If LeBron can get out this series,
if he can get to the East Coast Finals with where he is,
got a shot. Let me tell you this: it's all about matchups. If LeBron can get to Boston, LeBron is pulling for Boston to beat Philly.
Yeah.
See, he
don't want to go wrestle with the 76ers.
No, he can't do nothing with Philly.
No.
They can't do nothing with them. But I'm saying, but he can do something with Boston.
Boston, yeah. Boston plays a little slower.
Well, this is the thing.
What he's trying to do.
That's the thing. Boston with Brad Stevens tries to throw so many different defenses at you, and
they're gonna slow down and strategize you.
But see, the strategy doesn't bother LeBron.
That group right there, they're gonna run you to death.
But see, LeBron's so smart that strategizing don't get you.
Don't bother him. No.
If you don't have those
that raw
those horses, I'm talking about those bodies.
Yeah.
If you don't have that length, see, that's the one thing that Toronto gonna do. Watch Toronto in the late second quarter and watch them in the fourth quarter against when they go with that lineup to where they long as hell, Coach.
We'll run them in the ground, Coach.
Oh Lord, have mercy. It ain't gonna be DeRozan. It's gonna be them other jokers. Yeah. What do I tell you?
No, LeBron doesn't like a whole bunch of running and moving.
Now, LeBron has had some big games against Toronto this year.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm going 76ers and the Rockets in the championship.
76 and the Rockets? Yeah.
Playing for the championship.
Your team they won't even play. They won't even both get there. So you won't even have nobody to pull for.
You got Golden State and Toronto.
I'm going Golden State and Toronto.
Golden State with it all.
Now the people I would like to see it be Golden State and like Golden State and the 76ers, or really Golden State and LeBron now. Because, I mean, I like to see LeBron. I mean, just for the conversation. My teams are not in it, so I don't have a team that I'm pulling for, you know. I like to, like I say, I just want LeBron series to go 7 against everybody just so we can just, so I can have something to talk about. I don't dislike LeBron James. I mean,
I don't dislike him.
How can you dislike LeBron?
I don't dislike him as a human being, not by any stretch.
As a ball player,
I'm very appreciative of the career he's had.
Yeah.
What he's done. I think he's influenced a lot of young people in the right direction.
I mean, we talk about that's a bad thing when we sit there and say LeBron is one of the top 7 of all time. I mean, 7. Do you know how many people that's missing when you say top 10? Mm-hmm. I mean, how many people that's missing?
I mean, a really good multiple championship.
What do you think? What the hell you think Shaq is sitting around saying when people don't even bring him up?
Yeah, that's right.
And that's one of the most dominant players to ever play the game.
You
name another player is dominant.
Lou
Shaq.
Alcindor.
Yeah, but I'm saying you ask another player that's is dominant. Do you think Kareem?
Who was it?
Do you think Kareem could guard Shaq?
Do you think Shaq could guard Kareem?
You have a better chance pushing him off the block, with that body.
Chance.
Yeah, depending on what rules you're playing by.
I mean, why does Akeem Olajuwon name don't come up?
Yep.
Guess what?
I think he's the second most unguardable.
And guess what? He's unguardable. But you know what? But both sides, Kareem will dominate you with the block shot. Mm-hmm. And now we always talk about LeBron ain't playing with nobody. Akeem wasn't playing with all all-stars.
A whole bunch of boys from over funded.
Over there funded.
Yeah, they got him.
In LeBron's career, he's played with All-Star, 44 All-Stars. I mean, not 44 All-Stars, but all the players that he's played with.
The cumulative of 44 All-Stars.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. We talk about
that's more than Michael. That's more than.
I mean,
because he put him at make his own teams.
LeBron got his fans running around here being calculating these numbers, coach.
Right. Oh yeah.
That's all LeBron fans do.
Well,
all they do is get on the internet and look at numbers.
Yeah.
I see these posts they be putting up.
Yeah.
I mean, they
got him on the situation where he ain't got no help. This, that, and the other.
Kobe Bryant fan, we don't even go pull up numbers. You get the eye test.
Yeah. No.
Did y'all hear Allen Iverson? Did y'all hear what Allen Iverson said? Allen Iverson said, "How can?" No, we ain't gotta do that. I'm gonna let you. When we come back for the next segment, I'm gonna let you hear what Allen Iverson said.
You gonna play it, coach?
I'm gonna play it, coach. I'm gonna play it.
We got you. You got your picks from the
Lonestar. LeBron got 7 points.
Exactly where we're going here. Let's change over to another tune. We know we got some I don't know if I want to call it disturbing or alarming or.
What about the Pelicans, coach? Oh, I already said Golden State gonna win it, so
they can't make it back. That's just not enough.
Yeah.
We're there. If the Cousins Big Boogie doesn't go down,
yeah, they still get plastered.
Still have trouble. Their perimeter guard ball handlers are just not.
Anthony Davis gonna have problems against them, and he creates problems for others. And if you look at Anthony Davis at 6'10", 6'11", and every time he goes up for a shot, he got Iguodala or Kevin Durant.
Well, I mean, he's at the point
he's shooting over people. He's having to alter his shot.
They're playing B's and C's, or their player B and C on that team. Their B and C and D don't contribute enough to get them beyond Golden State Warriors or get them into the Western Conference finals or possibly to the finals or potentially to the championship. That doesn't say that Anthony Davis isn't a great player.
Kevin Love started out 0 for 3, so I guess they're going to say he ain't giving them no help.
Yeah.
I mean, how does a guy like Kevin Love leave as a 20-10 guy, and now he gets over there with Bron and you become sorry?
Coach, I told you, my man told me, didn't tell me, he told a close friend of mine that it's hard to be consistent and successful around there.
It's hard.
Hard to play with, Coach.
No, I know.
Hard to play with because, there's just so much going on all the time.
LeBron knew when Kyrie left that the ball now was in his hands to close games out.
And he didn't want that.
He didn't want that, coach.
He didn't want that.
Especially when he saw little man wasn't healthy.
Yeah.
He thought at first Isaiah was going to come back healthy. And Isaiah had been known as what? A clutch last
big shot
fourth
guy.
quarter big shot guy.
Yeah.
So he felt like, I'm good. I still got Isaiah.
A midget
and I got a better cast with these other guys, Jay Crowder and all these guys. I got a better cast now.
All them dudes start bailing out, Coach.
He down 12 right now, though. Honey. He down. LeBron's down 12 right now.
Cleveland down 12 to Toronto.
Yeah.
Got a lot of work to do there. But, Coach, I haven't had a chance to really – I haven't gotten your perspective. I really am curious. What do you think that there has to be some changes to go forward in the relationship between grassroots and college basketball and shoe companies and how all this stuff will look. Or, what are they talking about is make a big old fuss out of nothing and it was a waste of taxpayers' money? Or
no, I mean you're not going to change it because it still comes down to dollars and cents, and not dollars and cents from an agent, a player signing with an agent aspect. It's just everybody's business is in the middle of this.
The business has become so large.
Well, I'm just saying you got you got event people that running a business like ourselves. Okay, you have shoe company people. They're running a business. They're not over there just giving tennis shoes away. They're running a business.
That's right. Yep.
Okay, they trying to sell tennis shoes.
No doubt. I agree with that.
And then they hire people to do their events. So guess what them people trying to do? They trying to make money.
They got to make money. Can't come back and just. They got to make show a profit.
And
show a profit too.
And then you probably have 50 to 60% of the AAU teams, grassroots. If this is not their full-time job, this is their part-time job, their organization.
Yeah.
Which, I totally agree with that. I told you a long time ago, if I ran an AAU program, all that, I'm not running around just telling people I'm doing it for the kids. And that my energy should show that I'm doing it for the kids. But my time still has a value to it. So I feel like all grassroots coaches, now some people don't have to do it and they got it like that, that's fine. But with my time, I feel like grassroots coaches should put their coaching fees in their player
part
fees.
of the budget.
It should be part of the player fees.
Should be part of the budget, coach.
Yeah.
The budget you allocate.
Yeah.
And there are a reasonable amount of program. TJ plays his coaches.
That's good.
Impact.
Yeah.
They get paid.
They should, man.
And if you want a quality experience, you should be comfortable with that kind of a situation. Once again, we run back up on the break. It always starts on the downhill side. We start getting close to the paint, into the red zone.
With these coaches that don't even know when a live event is going on, and they playing an uncertified event.
Yeah, right. I mean,
come on, man. Yeah. You pay for that knowledge.
Pay for what you get. Yeah. And to operate and function and be accountable when you're dealing with young people.
That's just like these people come to these tournaments and everything. They want 3 officials and all that. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go and charge them $750.
Yeah.
That's what they do in Vegas. They charge $700, $750. That's why they get 3 referees.
Yeah.
Just like Antonio on them over there hit you across the head for about $700.
Yeah. I mean,
you know the difference between $700 and $450?
Yeah. A reasonable amount.
That's $250.
A reasonable amount. Another half a tournament. Be back with more Lone Star Sports Show.
You already thought about it.
Yeah, go back to the numbers already. The Lone Star Sports Show right here at the Lone Star Sports Network in the Lone Star State, where all things sports, all things Texas. That's what we're here to examine, look at, evaluate, and come to and draw a conclusion and give our opinion and share it with you all right here to let you know how great this state is. This particular segment is brought to you by Fast Recruit. Fast Recruit is a product of FastModelSports.com. Go take a look at FastModelSports.com and see how they're leading basketball into the 21st century through the vehicle of technology. Basketball is going and growing, and Fast Model Sports has it by the reins.
Do you think Cleveland would trade Kevin Love for Julius Randle?
Back in the He's gonna go down.
Yeah, check. Check, check. Right here at the Lonestar Sports Show. And we just on the back end. Your boy, Snoop and AB. Got my man under the press. Yeah, check. Yeah. Lady Life over there on the ones and twos. Yeah. And you don't stop. We got 30 minutes. You don't stop. And we on the you don't stop. Yeah.
Ice MCs right here live. Right
That
here
was my role, Coach. I tell you, only 2 songs I had some lyrics. Other than that, I was the hype man.
Hype man.
I told you,
tell them don't stop.
And you don't quit. I'm telling you, Coach, I had all my lyrics were wrote. I didn't write not one of my lyrics. That's why I can't just repeat them off the top of my head because I didn't write them.
They had them all broke down for you already. Yeah.
I attempted to write one song. On one song, I attempted to write my lyrics, man. And that song wasn't gonna make the tape. It wasn't gonna make the tape.
Yeah, cassette tape.
Yeah, we were doing cassette tapes down there. Two fingers we hit record.
Good.
Yeah.
So
at the end of one, the Raptors 33, Cleveland 19.
Dang, yeah, that's not as bad as I thought it was when I first looked down.
That's a tough game for Cleveland. When you come out of a 7-game series and then you turn around in 2 days and play, it's just like
it's got a little drain on you. Get your feet back up under you.
You know, LeBron.
Go ahead and help LeBron.
Well, LeBron is telling he's telling Tyronn Lue. You know, once they down by 22, 23 at half.
You know what Tyronn Lue want him to do? You know what Tyronn Lue want right now? He want to get fired. That's what he want. Man, y'all just fire me and pay me what y'all owe me. I go and get out the way.
Yeah.
It's way more trouble.
They still want some money, too.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That's one thing. What we just talked about. We talked about LeBron take care of a lot of people. Mike Brown ain't mad at him.
No.
Think about the money Mike Brown had made.
Oh, yeah. No, you know.
To sit around there and kick it. Mike Brown was coaching the AAU basketball for a little while before he showed up back over there with Golden State.
Golden State.
And his son and all that were playing.
No, I know.
His son went over there with Stubbs, didn't he?
Stubbs. I see him at the games and I seen him on multiple times. Oh, that's when we were.
Yeah, guys, like, just think about that.
When
just think of the presence.
PK80. He came
just think how strong grassroots basketball is. You had guys like Nate McMillan.
Mm-hmm. All those guys
once upon a time was coaching.
Well, Coach, I mean that's what we own right here, Coach.
Staying in the loop, ain't they?
Yeah, it's staying in the loop, Coach. But you got to look at basketball in a unique culture that it is. It ties all the way through the process. And until somebody like the Committee on College Basketball can truly come in and look at it for what it is and then utilize it. See, one thing about anything, Coach, you can use your power. You ever seen a smart kid? You can use your powers for good or you can use them for bad.
Yeah.
But one of the big things that's clashing right now is the lack of understanding that the NCAA has or chooses to want to have about how this thing should look and how it operates in the reality of what's going on. It's difficult for them to grasp that. And sometimes I wonder if they're really interested in grasping that. We just want to do what we want to do, irrespective of what's going on. Now, on the flip side, I have to go with Jim Hicks a little bit on this right here. We, and I say we, the grassroots community, with their lack of diligence and responsibility, give them the ability to neglect and not have any respect for how things are done. Like you say, when guys don't take responsibility to go get certified, when they go take the kids over to a tournament that's not even certified or don't even know when the live period is.
I don't even want to talk to nobody that like that.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, don't even say nothing to me.
Well, you know, I mean, it is, man. It's ridiculous. First of all, that guy
you represent these kids. Yeah. As the CEO, I'm saying, and you're not even certified or certifying them. And
you don't take the responsibility.
Everybody.
You don't take the responsibility to understand how it works.
Right.
That's the whole deal. You can't sit down for 1-2 hours, look at the what do y'all call them, webinars? Mm-hmm. Look at the webinar, read the information, and get some kind of general understanding about how things what's supposed to happen.
Man, you know what? I'm really impressed. Flipping the script, I'm really impressed with the teams from Texas this year, you know, because everybody I mean, I know we didn't really, as analysts and evaluators. I mean, I don't know how much preseason hype we gave these players and these teams. You know,
you're talking about the grassroots teams.
Grassroots teams, mm-hmm. and they. I mean, these teams are actually coming together. I mean, these kids are playing playing pretty good.
Yeah, Big East group looked nice this weekend.
TJ's group is coming together. You look at my
Houston
man
superstars, John Uri's.
John Uri's group look good. You look at Urban ASAC.
Urban ASAC, another good looking group.
You know, down there with my man. And then you look at the guys that's off with the shoe brands. Urban DFW Elite. They just went 5-0 in Atlanta. And I want to say they went 4.
Your guy played well down there.
I want to say they went 4-1.
The little guard over at Lancaster High School, Wade Taylor.
Yeah, Coach Wade Taylor's gonna be good. At the point guard, Coach. Regardless of class, right now at the point guard.
Had a Missouri Valley coach to call me today.
I'm telling you right now what I'm looking at. Just in Dallas, what I've seen.
Coach, we're talking about in the 2021 class, aren't we?
It don't matter what class right now. It's not 5 other point guards that I would take in front of Wade right now.
In the city of Dallas, in the DFW.
In the DFW.
And I can't fight you.
And it's some good ones.
Yeah.
But I just think everything I want in one, I get it. Great leader. He shows great speed.
I guess a lot of different people
understands how to run a team, and the quality that caught everybody's attention, his ability to shoot the ball.
Yeah.
That was the first thing that caught everyone's attention.
Yeah. Well, that was the way I got a chance to see him.
I know that was the way I got a chance to see him.
At the time, the other guard that's over there, what do they call him? Mike?
Wade Taylor.
Mike was on the ball.
Wade Taylor.
Wade see him as a
Wade Taylor, regardless of classification, is one of the top 10 performers of the spring.
Yeah,
to me,
I agree with that. I agree. I agree. I could. I mean,
based on,
and I haven't even seen him.
It's some great performance this spring.
I guess I shouldn't see it. I mean, I'm extremely high on the kid from Rudder High School, KJ Corbett
Cunningham.
Or Corbett. I thought we call him. Y'all don't call him KJ?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, KJ Cunningham. Right?
Junior,
okay. Yeah. The kid we're talking about there.
How good is RJ Hampton and Tyrese Maxey?
I mean, we knew that though.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Don't do that.
I mean, that's a lot of pressure though when people looking for you to deliver every night.
Yeah. That is, man. I mean, Texas. I mean,
really impressed with the lineup that RJ Hampton continues to go out there with. I mean, it's some good players on the team, but outside of Tyreek Smith, what other players, is a high level player, but he continues to give that team a chance.
No, I think Tyrese Maxey.
Then Tyrese had one team that was trending in the right direction, and then he went back home and got with that group, and now he got them trending in the right direction.
Yeah.
So
good point guards do that because they good point guards, and that's one of the things I like so much about KJ and the kid Jamal Shed.
So he picked up off from Texas State today.
Right.
Good luck on that one.
Good luck on that one. No lie about it. Sunbelt one's all. But there's no doubt about it. A lot of good point guards that have surfaced, which is one of the hardest. I mean, I think these kids will be really, really hot. When things all the way break down.
If you look over there at Dallas Showtime, you got 2 players. That's everybody knew about Kobe,
Lee.
But you got Deontay Lee and you got Xavier Court.
Bowlegs.
They trending.
No, Bowlegs trending. I mean,
they trending forward.
Bowlegs is 6'8".
The word is consistency now. Yeah. They are trending forward.
Well, and that leads to one of my questions: how should players, coaches, and parents?
We got 2 months right now with those 2 kids we just talked about. What are they going to do in the next 2 months before July?
Coaches, players, and parents. What
are they going to do?
What coaches, players, and parents? How should they react to their spring evaluation period? Mm-hmm. That's the question for this segment. Mm-hmm. When you come back off of 6 days of evaluation, 2 Fridays, 2 Saturdays, and 2 Sundays, that you had an opportunity to play in front of college coaches when it was legal for them to evaluate you. Mm-hmm. At this point, now what are you doing? It's May the 1st today. You have from May the 1st to July the 11th. Mm-hmm. See, so much in life is about not how much time you have, not how much money you have, not how much talent you have, but what you do with what you have.
Yeah.
That's what I'm challenging people to stop and say, what are you doing with what you have?
Yeah.
I know in life I haven't had a lot I've had something I've been really truly blessed in, but sometimes I've competed and been involved with situations where I didn't have as much as my competition had, but what I did with what I had gave me a chance to compete.
Yeah. I'm just really impressed with the 2019 class because a lot of times we see guys that are highly ranked in these classes, and sometimes they come out in the spring, whether they trying too hard or the pressure is on them, and some of these guys don't live up to the expectation. But these 2019s, coach, they showing up. I mean, look at the guys over there from Drive Nation with starting inside with Big Drew Timmy. Drew Timmy's playing better. I mean, how does Drew Timmy continue to trend up? How does he trend? I mean, when you already up there, I mean, where's Drew Timmy's trending up?
Yeah. Well, and when you get to a point, you don't.
These guys are showing up. Samuel Williamson.
Coach, this is the thing about people that do well. Whenever you do well, you got to realize what's right and what's wrong, and you got to focus on right and avoid wrong.
Yeah. And
that's the point of what I'm getting is how should we react to the spring evaluation period? You got to stop and look and say, and we used to always say to kids, don't show them what you can't do, but show them what you can do.
Right. I mean, you know who I hate? I mean, not to cut you off. I know he gave us a little time right there.
Right.
But man, I really hate that those talented kids over there with the Titans are not getting the opportunity to play 17U basketball right now. I mean, if you look at Cade Cunningham was leading his group, and then went up to 17U, coach, and did better than he was doing playing 16.
Because it's his speed, what's going on, the Michael Peavies and the
Michael Peavies.
And even when you look at a kid like what's the kid out here, Rockwall?
I like to see Mike out there, coach.
Yeah, they need to be out there,
I'm talking
coach.
about with other guys, because there's so many other things that he wants to do as a point guard that he don't have the talent. The guys around him can't do it.
Coach, you can't have these guys on the varsity doing the high school UIL scholastic year and then move them back to the JV.
Back to the JV. Coach.
Back to the JV in the summer, spring and the summer. That's a waste of time.
They can't tell me that they're happy about traveling to Indianapolis and traveling to play in Dallas, and you over at the other gym.
Yeah. Lone Star Sports Show right here on the Lone Star Sports Network. Snoop Johnson, Alan Branch. Check us out right here in this last time. We go right down into the paint and get ready to finish above the rim. Be back with 180 seconds with more Lone Star Sports Show. Listen to how Harlem Hotels can take your world to the next level. The proof is in the pudding. Back in 180 seconds.
Harlem Hotels. Make money where you and millions of others spend money. Harlem Hotels Investment and Development Group's primary disciplines include hotel acquisitions, hotel development, hotel project management, as well as asset and partnership management. At Harlem Hotels, we invest in upscale focused service and extended stay hotel properties, mainly in Texas and other major urban markets. We are hotel owners, developers, investors, and asset managers persistent in our pursuit of successful ventures and passionate about our products. We provide nationally branded investment opportunities, including Hilton, Marriott, and Hyatt hotel franchises. Harlem Hotels strategically places the right product in the right location for the right customer. Get started with us today. Visit us online at www.harlemhotels.com. Harlem Hotels, put your money where you sleep.
Sports Network, giving it to you like it is with all things sports, all things Texas.
Yeah.
How great is Texas sitting right there in the middle of the whole deal? I don't care if it's the Masters, Coach. We right there in the middle of it. I don't care if it's the NBA playoff. We in the middle of it.
All things sports, all things Texas.
Hell of a place to live, man.
Yeah.
Go try it out.
Yeah.
Got plenty of land left down. We got plenty of room.
Yeah.
Got plenty of room. We're not short on space.
Why do some of these players leave Texas? That needs to be a show Thursday.
Yeah. Call me in.
I mean, now we do have some great recruiters that's Texas based.
Yeah.
Some guys that'll go in there and catch you slipping now.
Yeah.
You know, if you ain't got your act right.
Well, I mean, you got.
But I'm just talking. I mean, I ain't taking no shots at nobody. I'm trying to find out.
Well,
I'm just talking about a kid from Texas. Why would a kid leave Texas?
I'm gonna tell you why you leave Texas, Coach.
Talk to me.
The reason kids leave Texas
You got 11 minutes.
for such a long period of time in the state of Texas.
I ain't even talking about how long they leave. I'm just saying period.
No. For a long period of time
Okay.
in the history of basketball,
What they looking for?
they're looking for the mystique and the illusion that exists in the old days. We come a long ways now.
Okay.
So we popped them 14 McDonald's All-Americans in 3 years. We made them line up then, Coach. Because when I go to Chicago and the running bet is the Branches guys against the field, when we could go up there and line ours up against everybody else there and still have a chance to win, that changed the game some. But when you go back, it was always the football stigma that we've had a hard time that all of our power forwards end up being defensive ends and tight ends, strong safeties.
Do the kids understand?
They don't.
How
their parents don't.
I'm saying some of them say they're trying to get to the league. Okay, especially the top ones. I'm saying, do they know how to get there?
But the illusion, especially with their parents.
I want them to do the math since we in the day and age of analytics.
We come
Do
back.
the math.
We come back on Thursday. We're gonna go through all the rosters and see what state has more guys playing in the NBA minutes.
I want them to look. I want them to look at some of the leagues and conferences that have the most going to the pros.
Yeah, well, all of that's the place. But the point is, Coach.
Look at them.
But the illusion is and has been
Steph Curry,
the
Damian Lillard,
the illusion.
C.J. McCullough. Where they come from, Coach?
They came from mid-major type program.
Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
San Diego State.
Right.
Is that a high major?
No, that's a
mid-plus.
It's a mid-plus.
Okay.
It's mid-plus. That's right. It's mid-plus. Mid-plus RPI, Coach.
Yeah.
But the point goes back. You asked me a question, and I don't want you to cut me off. I'm going to give you the answer. The answer is the illusion that we don't have the ability to reach the mountaintop.
When they signed, they didn't made it, huh?
Yeah.
If they signed at them places, they didn't made it.
Well, the illusion is my son or daughter's going to New Jersey. He's going to, oh, I shouldn't say daughter, but because I can't speak for women's basketball, but in men's basketball, if you're going to New York, if you're going to New Jersey, if you're going to Philly, Chicago, all that basketball is considered better than our basketball in our heads. Okay. That's for the years. Those have been the meccas.
I mean, I can understand now. I want our kids to not be second hand. I mean, you know, when you deserve to be at a place,
Coach, guys will go play.
I'm talking about with nice facilities and arenas, and I don't want you to go play in small arenas and lower your standards. And
Coach, guys will go to the West Coast Conference.
Yeah, that's what get me
playing high school gyms.
Well, no, that's what ever get me with some of these guys that'll leave and
go to the Big West, West Coast,
go 2 states over, for a conference that's equal. Or less than some of the
Coach,
they just want to get.
I haven't calculated it lately. But
they going national.
It's that field trip mentality. It comes from that field trip mentality.
We're going national.
Yeah, we're going national, Coach. It comes from that field trip mentality. You got to go back and look at it. I used to have a number of 67, 68% of all the Texas Division I signees left the state of Texas.
Are we doing a good job of evaluating them early, identifying them, and selling our selling our institution? Are we doing a good job of selling our institution?
It's the illusion, Coach. I mean, I think that's a part of what you're talking about, but I don't think that's the primary factor. The primary factor, people feel like if I go way off over there.
I'm just saying, how does some of these teams how does some of these schools let Gonzaga be high on Drew Timme's list like that? You know, 10 years ago, 8 to 10 years ago, Gonzaga was Texas State.
Coach, I totally I totally get where
it wasn't even SMU. Gonzaga wasn't even SMU.
No, I know.
I mean, players and winning, it cranks that RPI up, don't it, Coach?
Yeah, it cranks it up, Coach.
Would you consider Gonzaga a high major now?
They got a high major RPI in a mid-major mid-major conference.
What do you consider that team, that program?
That program's a high major program.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right. Yeah.
Players and winning did that.
Wichita State considered a high major type program.
Yeah, what about their conference? Oh, they're in the AAC now.
Yeah, right.
So what about their conference? That's a high major conference?
High major minus conference.
High major minus.
It's high major minus. Yeah, you got RPI. I thought I broke this down to him. I'm trying to get him as educated as I possibly can. But
see, that's why the kids be taking off and stuff like that, because you walk around and call these programs a high major minus instead of just calling them a high major program. U of H is a what?
Same conference
as
SMU.
But I'm saying, what are they? If Wichita State is a high major program, what is?
I said Wichita State. That's a high. Overall, the RPI of that conference puts it in just outside the Power 5. Okay, let's.
But I'm saying, But I'm saying you just called Gonzaga a high major, but you said they conference wasn't.
Yeah.
So how's the conference putting U of H and Wichita State in them now? How are they being labeled
because
high major minors because of their conference?
Because of the success of the number of teams in there and the RPIs that they carry.
Right. So Wichita State is not a high major program?
They right there with Wichita State, Cincinnati, SMU, University of Houston.
Yeah.
Memphis is a little down. Temple, all those guys in there. All those guys are sitting right there in that high major.
What do they consider? Do you consider with Penny and them over there now? Do you consider
Penny ain't got shit done yet, Coach?
Do you consider that a high major program?
Coach, just because Penny went over there, don't make it a high major program.
I'm talking about all these number one recruits they signed.
Well, that's a recruiting class. Okay. You still gotta go play the game. Right. I love Penny to death. That's my boy's boy, but still Penny gotta go get something done, Coach. Let Penny go there and get tore up. It don't come back right. Mm-hmm. You think?
No, I got you.
Huh? Yo, go ahead.
No, I'm just trying to check it out. I'm just trying to see how these people, how their identity can flip around like that.
Okay, you know why
what level they on flips around.
They're a Power 6, Power 7 conference then.
That's what the AAC is.
Mm-hmm.
See, y'all get to identifying these conferences. That would kill the schools. That's why the kids leave. The kids say they want to be in a Power 5.
No, Power 5 got a
guys like
12 in SEC.
Branson be identifying them like that.
No, because I didn't start that identification process. That shit was here when I got here. I'm just using it. It's just like you said, if I go up there, I got to buy gas by the gallon. I didn't start them to selling it by the gallon. They've been selling it by the gallon before I was even driving. You bought it by the gallon. That's how you go about it, how you measure it.
Yeah.
Coach, you want to go up there to the market?
I want a kid to go somewhere where they're gonna let them play.
There's a fit
and put the ball in their hand and do some things so they can get a chance to accomplish their dreams.
Well, that's true. Players are happy when they're playing, Coach.
Players are happy when they're playing. That's why you have run around with 800 transfers.
Yep.
Do you want to be a part of the 800? This is a commercial. Lady Life, record this. Do you want to be a part of the 800 transfers, or do you want to be a part of the? Or do you want to be a part of the? Or do you want to be a part of the 60 that's going?
We need to let Lady Life say it sound official. They may think somebody from the NCAA or something. Lady Life say it.
Do you want to be a part of the 800 transfers, or do you want to be a part of the 60 that's going to go get drafted?
Yeah, man. You gotta. For some reason or another.
Give me a little music, Prince.
This is a good point. He forgot what we told him when we said when we get down.
Prince got to get sharp on that kind of stuff, man.
Yeah, don't let him slide on that.
No.
Slide him up, huh?
No.
But
hell no. I'm like Dez, hell no. Dez said hell no.
Well, Coach, the deal comes down to it.
Tweet Dez that. Just hit at Dez and say hell no. Dez might call the show. Dez answers all the tweets. He answers all the tweets.
By the time Dez figure out what's going on, we be off the air, Coach.
Yeah. But I can't believe I forgot that quick.
Yeah, Coach, he got distracted over there.
Just told him at the start of the show. He
was
there tweeting back and forth with Dez.
I was going to say, it wasn't no screen agents, Coach. No screen agents.
Oh, yeah.
You send it on the screen.
Yeah, him and Dez going back and forth.
Come off the
told
screen.
him Dez going to respond. I mean,
but
him and Dez are going back and forth.
The thing comes down to it is, and it sounds like some kind of like a biblical quote, which I guess it is, but we suffer from a lack of knowledge and understanding.
Oh, yeah. I agree totally.
Yeah. I mean, people just don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
So many of the things that I hear and the reaction, well, Mr. Branch, why come they didn't do this, this, and this?
I just hate for us to look up all the time, and with so many great programs here in the state of Texas. And when I talk about Texas, I still talk about the Big 12, like the SEC. When we talk about all things sports, all things Texas, I include Oklahoma State and Kansas and those guys.
Well, Coach, that's the 5 state.
That's their bait. Yeah,
that's 5 state. You know,
you ready to release that, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 5 state report, Coach.
All right. We have some confidence with it when you say it.
5 state. That's why I'm breaking it down, Coach. I ain't stumbling now.
All right.
I think it was real loud and clear. 5 state, but Coach, one thing that I learned probably 4 or 5 years ago that people in college basketball.
Does Under the Prince take over?
Yeah.
Texas boys?
Yeah.
He takes over?
No, Under the Prince going to do all that driving and go way back up there in the states. That's what Under the Prince going to do. I'm going to tell him who to go see when he get there. Sometimes I go with him.
Okay.
But the point is that I realized.
You going to give him plenty of money? Pocket money and everything?
Okay.
Hotel room?
Yeah,
where you going to stay at?
Marriott points.
It all makes sense.
We live in Marriott property. We got Marriott points around. We got American Airlines Marriott points.
I know that's right.
Go. You check your email.
Marriott, make sure your showers is right.
Yeah, make sure your bed is right. Or your back is right. That's what I like.
All right, bed come back right. You can always sleep on the floor. My shower got to be right.
Boy, my bed got to be right.
Bedroom.
I got to sleep good.
I ain't slept in too many bad bedrooms.
I don't know, boy. I didn't hear. I
don't
want to give nobody.
When your bathroom is wrong, when your bathroom wrong, you got to check out.
Cause we about to run out of time here. But you know they call it commercial. We build up the product. I got a hotel I can come up right now. I can throw out there that's
want to send
strong.
a shout out to the inside of Stacey Houston chimed in.
We got a piece out there that I could put out, boy. That one got one right there in Longview.
Stacey said you and him had a good power meeting today.
Yeah, right here in the studio.
Yeah, right in the studio, or the office.
The studio.
Well, y'all met in the studio.
I'm in the studio.
We're gonna let Stacey come into the studio next Tuesday and chop it up a little bit.
Yeah, no, Stacey will get around with. Well, we got to spend some time.
Stacey might get him a special hat made for
that. Me and Stacey gonna go fishing, man. We'll go fishing.
Fishing.
Slow him down. Sit down.
Y'all can sit down and think.
Yeah,
Stacey ain't got enough time to go out and take a day off.
Got to slow him down. You got to slow him down.
No, he got to be like Puffy. Can't stop, won't stop. That's how Puffy went and got it. You got to keep it moving, coach. You know, all them vacations don't come back
we right here, boy. Here we go, coming right down into it, deep down in the paint, breaking it all down. We're saying farewell to you on Tuesday. See you on Basketball Thursday.
Them listeners don't like to hear that, boy. I said you and Stacey had a good power meeting today.
You don't think they like to hear that?
Everybody gonna be calling trying to figure out what the meeting.
What were they meeting about, huh?
Stacey, what was they meeting about?
Oh, man, Stacey getting it.
I want y'all to tell me. I'm gonna hit Stacey the same thing. I want y'all to tell me how many people hit y'all back and try to find out what the meeting was. Hey, you here at the Lonestar Sports Show?
Take us out, Snoop.
Yeah. And you don't stop.
See you on Thursday.
And
all
you
things
don't
sports,
quit.
All things Texas.
And
give
you
it to you like it
don't
really
quit.
is right here on the
Hey.
Lone Star Sports Show, Lone Star Sports Network.
I'm gonna hit a ball for you, coach.
Go hit one, coach. You got
One time. Hey,
one time before he's gonna take you out.
Snoop J. I don't need a pen or a pad to get you off your. I couldn't say it. That's why Snoop is gonna slay it. I'm on the freestyle 1-2 animated to the top with my man AB. I need the Prince and my girl Lady. I'm rocking with you.